beautiful people, welcome once again to HN Clothings, and in today's video we're going to be sewing the straight corset we drafted in our last video. Okay, so I have my pattern here with me. I also have all the other materials I'll be needing: the fabric, the boning, the lining. You see how to finish a perfect corset. And yes, without much rambling, let us get right into today's video. Alright guys, so the main thing you need, is your pattern already. And I have my boning. I ironed my boning with water and the iron. So if you have a steam iron, that would be nice. Then I have my fabric and my lining. It's good to iron your boning. You know that when you buy it from the market, it all comes in as a curve, like circular. So you want to straighten it out so that when you put it into the boning cases, it's going to stay straight and curve the way you would want it to, not taking the shape of the circular curve. So let me just keep this out of the way till we need it. And here is my pattern once again. If you have not seen this video, please just click the link up here to watch that video. Very easy one, very easy one. So I'm thinking that this closure, I'll widen it up here. I'm just thinking, instead of it to just be straight, instead of the closure to be straight, so I may just widen it up. So here is my pattern, the cocoa of the matter. This is what it is. So I'll cut along all these lines, the dark lines, place it on my fabric and cut it out. So let's begin our cutting. The closure piece includes the zip allowance. I didn't cut out the zip allowance here. The 1 inch I left here initially, I still left it with these 2 inches there. So that will be the closure. So let's place on our fabric and cut it out. Let me see the size. Well, it still depends on the size of your boning. I think my boning size is about 0.5 inch wide. Let me check that. Yeah, it's about 0.5 inches wide. So I can actually do a 1 inch width of seam allowance. So I can put 1 inch round. But if my boning, this plastic boning, was like a little lesser than, because there's a slimmer one that is, if I use the slimmer one, I'll use 0.75. But because I'm not using the slimmer one, I'll just use a seam allowance of 1 inch round, so that it's going to help me for the casing of the corset. So I'll place it on my fabric and begin cutting. Alright guys, so I have cut everything on the pattern, the front, the back. In the closure, I just decided to cut it individually so that when I join it there, it can form the closure for the back. Okay, so I used 1 inch sewing allowance on both sides because of the size of my boning, and I'll go ahead to cut the lining as well like this and iron hairstay to the main fabric. So I'm going to iron hairstay to all of these patterns before we begin to join them up. So let me quickly do all of that and I'll come back here to show you before we start sewing them up. Okay guys, so I'm through cutting all my lining, and so once you're done with all of this, it's only this closure I did not cut because I'll be joining it with itself. The rest has the lining, and I mixed the lining because I used pieces. That's the good thing about pattern. I just used pieces of lining I had lying around. Okay, so and because this is just to show you guys, I will not be using any hairstay, but please go ahead to iron your own hairstay. Okay, so now the next thing, carefully, you don't want to mix up the patterns. Arrange the front like so. So these are the front pieces with the lining, okay, and arrange the back. So 3B, B3, B2 up, B2 up, and B1 up. So what you do now is to start taking this one by one, remove out the pins and begin to pin up the pieces together. So you're going to be pinning the 2 center fronts together like so, and you'll be sewing it by that 1 inch. So as you're pinning up the main fabric, make sure you pin up the lining so that you don't make any mistake. Now after that, take this other one, which is number 2, then now take this part, right side to right side. Remember, it's 1 inch we marked it on. It's too high, Ademi. This thing is too high. I'm pinning by that 1 inch. It's too high. High. It's not high. Pin it by that 1 inch like so. So do the same thing for the lining by that 1 inch. Are you stepping out? Okay, so okay, that's for the lining and my main fabric. So I'll take F3 now. I'll just be taking it step by step, because if you remove these patterns without doing it this way, man, you're gonna be confused. So I'll take this one, right sides to right sides, pin it there, and take the other one, right sides to right side, pin it there. So now I'm through with pinning all the front pieces together. So all that front piece is sewn by the 1 inch allowance here. I'll just keep it and quickly pin up the lining. So I've pinned up that. Now right sides to right sides, pin it there by the 1 inch mark, and here as well by the 1 inch mark. Okay, so I can keep this lining too for the front. Now let's go to the back. So we're going to start the back pinning from here towards the side seam. This part is the part of the closure, so open it up and open this one too up. So pin it here along the 1 inch here. And take the other one, pin it there along the 1 inch. Okay, Do the same for the lining. And here too. Okay, so don't take it away completely. Now the B3, so this is B1, B2. Now for B3, can remove the pattern and the pins, and now pin up. Let's pin this up first. So this will go to this here, okay, and this will go to this here. So this is the side seam. Let me put SS there, SS for side seam. I know that's the side seam area, and this one is the closure. I'll put CL, CL, or I'll just even notch it there, so I know that's the closure area. Okay, so this is the back piece, and yeah, let's pin up this other one. So okay, I have this like this and like this, so I'll take this one for this part here, 1 inch pinning, and here like this 1 inch pinning. Let me check. Oh, I'm doing the right thing. Okay, yeah, 1 inch pinning. Okay, so let me also notch that zip, that closure part. I'll just notch it so I know closure, that's where the closure is. Okay, so now I can go ahead to start sewing them up. Alright, so I have finished joining all the whole seams together. I've gone ahead to iron everything up. So this seams, I iron it to this side and this one to this side. Only the center piece that you open it wide. Okay, so this is what it's looking like in the front with the boobies there. Okay, so the next thing you do is sew down this sewing allowance, but that will be, wait first, not yet. Okay, yes, the next thing to do is to sew down this part that you have here so that you can form the channels for the boning. And it would be nice if you can try and see this boning is like 0.5 inches wide. So yeah, can you see? You're just sewing like 1/4 of an inch down so that the boning will be able to fit in, depending on the size of your boning. That was why I used 1 inch for the seam allowance in between seams. So I'll sew the channels for the boning, and for the middle I'll do 2 channels. No, this is the middle. I'll do 2 channels that will go in there. And this is how my lining piece is. I opened up all the whole seams, ironed it out. So this one, there's no channel on the lining piece. That one is fine. Here is the closure piece. So for the closure, I've sewn the up, the down, up, side, and down. So I've sewn everything open like a bag. Okay, so now let's quickly sew the channels on this one. Then you turn the neck first of all before you put your boning. Turn the lining and the neck together, sew everything around, close it up before you now put your bonings in the front. So let's quickly do all of those now. Okay guys, so this is what I have now. Everything sewn neatly. The channels have been made. So what I'll do is I'm going to be trimming off this part on here and top under stitching it. Now let's start fixing in our boning, and bear in mind that the boning needs to be shorter at the hem because we're going to be turning it in. So when you put it together, just cut it so that you have like ½ inch to turn it there. Alright, so after putting in all the bonings here, we can see that the bonings are in place now. Now the next thing to do is to put your closure loop first of all, so that you can close that part up. So this is what it's going to be. So if let's assume that we have sewn everything, and this one will be here and this one will be here, okay? So we have this and this. Now this closure here, this loop will be sewn, this loop will be coming out of here, the loop here will be coming out of here. That means on this side you need to create loops on this side. So let me mark here, so I know this is the side I'm going to be putting my loops, because this one I would have turned the loops inside. I would have put loops here on this unfinished edge, put it this way, sew it close, so that when I turn it, the loops will be showing on this edge. I hope you understand. So I'll put loops here on this side, so that will be the loop for the left hand side. So for the right hand side, I need to put loops there so that my rope can pass through. Okay, so let's quickly finish up this. Okay, so now I have my cord I'll be using for the back, and you're going to be cutting 2 inches length, so that will form the loop. 2 inches or 1.5 inch depending on you. So now when you turn it in, this is how the closure will be on the side. Okay, now that we're through with this, we need to close the hem. So you could have gone ahead to iron it properly. We're almost done anyway, so don't worry, we're almost through. Now take this middle point. It's from this middle point you start sewing. This midpoint here, where this casing was made two, not just one side. So that midpoint there, where the neckline is, you pinch it with your midpoint of the lining, okay, and you start sewing from there. So you turn it against each other like this, turn it against each other. So what I said was, you have to be very careful with it. All this boning, push it inside. Now take this midpoint where this neckline is here, the midpoint there, take it with the midpoint of the lining, and now flip it right sides facing each other, because we want to enclose the seams. Right side facing each other like so, and sew close that bottom part. So carefully turn it out. So see, this one is staying well now. We have turned this side properly. So we're going to go ahead to flip this one too. Remember what I said, let this one, okay. So I'll start sewing from here because there'll be some parts that will leave, so that I can use it to turn everything inside out. So I'll sew some from here, close, then sew from here to sew. It will just be at the midpoint here that will be flipping inside out. So let me start from here first, and then I'll flip it to do the other side. Okay guys, we are through. Let me give this a good press, and yes, this is the inside of my corset. This is the inside, and this is what the body looks like. So all you just need to do is, when you wear it, you make sure you've prepared your cords. You'd have prepared the cords that will be wrapping you here. Okay, so this one that is poking out, I may just need to hem it a little, or cut it and sew it well, so it's not poking out that way. Okay, so I'll hem it there. So that means that place should have not come out this way. Should just even go down safe, or on the straight line. Yeah, on the straight line will be nice. Okay, so that's just about it. That is about it. So when you take your cord, if you have something thicker, you use it. You just thread through and like a shoelace, so that it will hold firmly. Okay, yeah, and that's about it guys. So if you did enjoy this tutorial, don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up. Also subscribe if you are yet to, like and share to as many people that will find this useful. And yeah, till we see you in the next tutorial, stay safe, God bless you, bye. See my tummy so flat.